Greetings everyone, Danny here and welcome to episode 8 of our r/askreddit series. In today's episode, we're reading the comments to the question, what is something that everyone should experience at least once in their lifetime? This question was asked by poppysan. Let's go. A best friend. Well, I can't disagree. To tell someone that you love them and have them look genuinely happy back at you. Why my eyes wet? Why am I crying in the club right now? Because you're sad. I'm wet too. Those are ninja cutting onions. Hiking or camping overnight. Honestly, Coldrix, I've never done this, but I would love to try it sometimes, except there are bugs everywhere. Seeing the Milky Way with their own eyes. Can I use someone else's eyes? I was thinking about this too. Yeah, a picture. Seeing yourself in the best shape of your life. Hells yeah. Beginning of 2018, I made a change. I began running, ate well, all that guff. Beginning of 2018, I was 120 kilograms. I weigh 86 now. I can run 2 kilometers in 7 minutes 42 seconds. Prior to losing weight, I couldn't even finish 2 kilometers. And I regularly partake in marathons and mud runs. I'm proud of you. Nice. Honestly, PolitenessPolice, well done mate, well done. Total solar eclipse. It's one of the most awe-inspiring sights our solar system has to offer. After being directly in the line of totality in North America in 2017, I'm completely hooked now. Next one locally in 2024. Hearing the ice cream truck music and running to your mom for money, then sprinting down the street in time to catch the ice cream truck. I work as an ice cream truck driver. Honestly, one of the best parts of my job is looking in the mirror and seeing a 10-year-old sprinting after my truck. Brings me all sorts of happy memories. Fellow ice cream truck driver here. I work on an idyllic little island town, and all day kids get stoked to get their Batman or SpongeBob pop, and I get to be the one to make them smile. Can't beat it. Honestly, there's no other job where I'd be happy to sit in hot conditions for 10 hours at a time. My truck has soft serve and milkshakes too. Even adults come up and mention how much the bells on my truck mean to them, and it never fails to make me smile. Spending a day or night with a stranger and them never being in your life ever again. But when you think back on that, it puts a smile on your face or reminds you of a happy moment in life. Priceless. I'm not talking about a one night stand as in just have sex when drunk and then leave. Like a stranger suddenly came into your life for a very short time, and then the feeling or longing for that person again but knowing it will never happen. Like ever. A debt-free life. Well, I'm debt-free right now, but I get paid shit, so I can't really enjoy it. Hey pal, being debt-free is rare as fluff these days, so that's quite an accomplishment. Obviously, I know nothing about your job situation, but I hope things get easier for you. Debt-free is rare as fluff these days. What do you mean by this? You meant debt as in student loans and such, or? Standing on the summit of a mountain, even if it's in the Appalachians or Adirondacks. I've done many summits in the Appalachian Mountains. My point was that you don't have to climb the tallest mountain to enjoy a breathtaking view and have a sense of accomplishment. Even if it's the Appalachians. You talking shit, bro? Mountain shaming. All mountains are beautiful. All mountains are created equal. Seeing the Northern Lights. Located entirely within your kitchen? Well, can I say it? No. Seymour, you're an odd fellow, but you can steam a good ham. Seymour, the house is on fire. Honestly, I've got no idea what these guys are talking about, but next one. Sleeping under a starry sky. Mosquitoes. Well, they're not everywhere and in every moment of the year. I can't sleep under the sky in minus 20-degree weather. Pick one. I live in the northern Midwest. Try mid-autumn. The northern US has only 2 seasons, minus 20 degrees or mosquitoes. A sunrise on the beach. Thank you for the silver. How about a sunset on the beach? Just the 3 of us, you, me, and this brick wall that you built between us. Seeing the ocean. Yes, it may not seem like a big deal to people that live near it, but as someone that was born and raised in Midwest, it took me 30 years to get to an ocean, and it blew my mind. I live 30 minutes from the ocean, so I find it highly disturbing. I live on an island that has a radius of no more than like 6 miles. You can literally see the sea from any rooftop, so this really blows my mind. Living alone. All I did was fap and binge TV. You forgot the part where I was too lazy to cook, so it was just junk food. Or the part where I smoked weed alone and starved every day, cause the meals weren't that important anymore. The warmth of another body, and to mix it up now and then, the clamminess of a cold one. r/hold up. Thanks a lot guys, now my most upvoted comment is about necrophilia. No idea I needed that sub in my life, thanks. The rush of adrenaline and the sudden realization of how mortal you are that can only come from a near-death experience. When your life flashes before your eyes? Yeah, I can relate. Care to share your experience? I'm interested. I was racing go-karts one day and I came around a really fast bend while I was lining up to overtake a fellow racer. I only so slightly touched the ripple strip, bumpy edge of a turn, but it was enough to throw my kart off towards a tire wall. Unfortunately for me, it had been raining for a few weeks beforehand and the mud and silt had made their way into the tire barrier. It had hardened and turned the tire wall into a concrete wall. I hit the slight bend with so much speed that I was unable to do anything but just watch the tires approach. Didn't have time to brace. I recall it going quite slow and taking an eternity, but eventually I hit the wall and was instantly unconscious. I woke up on top of the wall for a second, then lost consciousness again. Next time I woke up, I was in the back of an ambulance. It was surreal. Apparently if I was slightly shorter, I would have crushed my ribs and lungs against the steering wheel and probably lost my life. Closing 76 tabs after a school project. Ah, so that's what people call it nowadays. Well, you can save the most memorable articles to your homework folder for later reference. Well, my homework folder contains other files. That's the joke.jpg. Whoosh, whoosh, you too. Quite windy here it seems. Being financially stable. Jumping from a safely high cliff into deep water, that first breath when you swim back up and reach the surface of the water is something special. I can't swim. Then we have another thing to experience, learning to swim. The night sky without light pollution. Seeing the Milky Way bright and clear in all its glory is an unbelievably inspirational experience. Got that experience in the Navy. When you hit that spot in the middle of the Atlantic where there's no significant human population for at least 1,000 miles in all directions, the night sky is absolutely breathtaking. Came here to say this, standing outside and you can't see your hand in front of your face, but the Milky Way is so bright, it would take forever to count all the stars. Traveling alone. I'm not saying traveling alone is better than traveling with friends or a loved one, I'm just saying it should be tried once. Everywhere I've traveled, I've seen solo female travelers as well. I can't give specific advice because I'm not a female and honestly have no idea what they go through, but I know women do it. An orgasm? Hopefully one day. How about hopefully one a day? Thanks for the silver, kind stranger. A real, genuinely challenging decision. Not just something that makes you think, but something that makes you worry and stress a little and worry in the immediate aftermath of the decision that you may not have made the right choice. And then just accepting it. Because as much as it would be nice to live without worry, it's important to learn that sometimes there won't be an easy choice, but that things will work themselves out ultimately. As a person with anxiety, that's pretty much every decision I make. Yeah, I could do with less of this. Laughing to the point you can't stand, breathe or even make any sign of communication but laughter. And then you start to wheeze and that becomes more funny than what you were first laughing at. Where you laugh so hard you stop making any noise and just flap your arms like a drunken seal and fall over. I love that I was able to laugh from this comic chain. Being important to someone. By that I mean realizing it, because chances are you're already important to someone. I suddenly learned to write. I think this comment got more people sad than I intended, I'm sorry. Quick fix though, and I really mean it, get a dog. One who needs you before even knowing you. Life in the street is really rough on humans, People who can talk, ask for help and know better how to get warm. Imagine how hard it is on dogs and also cats sometimes. You can make a huge difference in life that, although a bit different, is as precious as any human life. Also, thanks for the gold, Anon. Losing that is something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy though. You are all beautiful people, and if anyone needs to talk, PM me. 8 hours of sleep. Staying up all night chatting with a friend about anything and everything. Nothing quite like it. Also taking a really satisfying crap that's been bothering you all day. Honestly, I did not see this coming. Taking a leap of faith with something or someone. My phone is buzzing and I'm really looking forward to reading their responses after work. Reading through their awesome stories has brightened my day. Whoa, my first gold. Thank you, kind stranger. Only if there's a haystack at the bottom, if you know what I mean. CrowNoises. To be loved, I mean really loved by someone other than a family member. This makes me sad. Fail. Really, truly fail. Also, it only really counts for anything if it's totally 100% your fault. Failing a class because you aren't just smart enough, or if you were too lazy to study, losing an actually good stable SO because you weren't a good enough partner, not getting or even losing a job because you aren't good enough, etc. It's the biggest educator. Lost my SO in December last year because I was emotionally abusive and controlling. It shook me to my core. Even since that day I've changed my entire attitude and outlook on my relationships with my other friends. Respect the ability to self-analyze. Have a late night talk or hang out with your friends without getting absolutely trashed. I've had this with my childhood friends. Whenever someone comes home from abroad or someone gets married, we take a day off or a half at work and do a small reunion. No one seems to notice how late it gets. We would just talk and drink, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, no pressure on which ones to get. Play card or board games, listen to someone play the guitar, reminisce school, talk about the future, anything goes. I feel like everyone should at least experience this. It's so chill. Death. It's fluffed up, but it can help you be more empathetic and caring to others. It can also help you appreciate life more. Your own death? I mean, sure. Did you die? Sadly, yes, but I lived. Well, yes, but actually no. Being taught by a good teacher who is passionate about the subject and the students can confirm it changed my life. Walking about really late at night with one good mate and just talk about life, etc. There's just something so soothing and calm about it. Holy crap, thanks for my first gold and silver, kind stranger. Just woke up and did not expect this to blow up as much as it did. Also, rip my inbox, lol. Getting their ass kicked in something they originally thought they were good at? It's truly a humbling experience. A hug. The joy and freedom of quitting a job on your terms. A meteor shower away from the lights of this city. Rip my inbox, thanks for the silver. Unconditional love. Get a good dog. Unconditional love all day long. Until someone else offers better food. Hitting rock bottom and bouncing back, it changes you for the better every time. Feeling loved. To anyone out there who feels unloved, know that there is likely someone out there who does love you. If not romantically, then in how they'd miss you if you were gone. In how you brighten their day with your presence. In how they look forward to seeing you and glad you are here. Go out and find these people and invite them deeper into your life. Love is something that comes back to its strongest when you give it freely. Thanks for the gold. I know we just met, but I love you. When do we get married? Sex first, answer later? Let me sleep on it. Learning a language that is completely different from your native language. I mean learning another language in general, but learning one that forces you to completely alter the way you approach thinking ordinarily is pretty valuable, I think. Live in a foreign country. A breakup. You learn that breaking up is not the end of the world and become stronger as a person. Yeah, sex is great, but have you ever got 100% on a video game? Yeah. I have all 120 stars in Super Mario 64. This also qualifies me as a plumber. Does 100% on Lego Indiana Jones qualify me to be a dog? Working in retail. What it truly feels like to chew 5 gum. Psychedelics. The thrilling feeling of finding out a word's etymology. Username checks out. Can definitely agree, especially when you guess the root word and its origin. Going to Australia. I currently live here. Ask me anything. Reading the words wrong in the Necronomicon and unleashing an army of darkness. Taking a really good poo. Is there some sort of presumption that a statistically significant number of the people on planet Earth have never taken a decent shit? No. Having a friend like you as much as you like them. Having a best friend and be that person's best friend. Licking a 9V battery. A video game that makes you breathless. Yeah, I agree with this one. And that's it for today's askreddit episode. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I had fun making it. And I'll see you all tomorrow.